Are you ready for day 6? Let's go!
What's up, guys? I am Michael McAnally, and this is Leo the Hiking Dog. For the last year, we have been planning and preparing for this through hike of the Appalachian Trail. Thank you for joining our adventure. If you are enjoying the journey, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We would be super thankful.
All right, good morning. There's no sunrise this morning as we're socked in by clouds. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit. Beginning of day 6, camping on top of Standing Indian Mountain. It was beautiful views. If you watched the last video, you got to see the views from the top of the mountain. They were absolutely amazing. Wasn't that bad last night as far as cold goes. It was down into the 40s, maybe dipped into a little bit of the 30s. Let's see what it is right now. It is 42 degrees this morning, but then that rain's happening, so if it comes down any harder than this, we're gonna have to stop and put on the old rain gear. But it's gonna be a beautiful day, and we are back on trail. Out, so I went ahead and try out the umbrella. Had the raincoat out last time. We got a little bit of rain, so I figured I'd give the umbrella a try this time and see how I like it. It's kind of nice to be hands-free. If it's colder than this, then the raincoat would add extra layer, but since it's not that cold, it's kind of nice to not have to put on that extra layer, because sometimes that can cause me to sweat. So it's only bumped into a couple things. I'm trying to figure out how to keep the stick off my head. You'll see me push it over like that, but yeah, I'm gonna rock this a little while. And the bonus is I can film in the rain. All right, it's been kind of a wet and miserable morning so far. We're about 4 miles in. As you can see, the rain has increased and has not let up. Everything is wet, but that's a part of the AT. I did put away the umbrella. It really wasn't doing much good. I have my raincoat on now, and so the main reason is the umbrella does not keep my base layer dry, which is definitely something that I need to stay dry so I stay warm. But yeah, so this is what the day is going to look like. I don't know how much footage I'm going to get because of it. I have switched over to my phone to keep the camera gear dry. And we're just going to keep getting these miles in. Slight break from the rain. Coming up on Carter's Gap shelter. I'm going to stop and take a break, see if we can't dry out just a touch, and also take advantage of the facilities while we're here, and get Leo some food. And yeah, so just to get us out of the rain for just a few minutes. It's what time is it? 10 o'clock. We're almost 7 miles in. Carter's Gap shelter, water. All right. We're here, but it's so foggy you can't see anything, so not quite sure where the shelter is. All right, we're gonna figure it out. All right, guys, I am here at the shelter, Carter Gap shelter, and I ran into Sings with the Pines, and he's a old school. He has a lot of old school gear, but really interesting is he has this quilt laid out, and I'm going to show it to you guys here. We can flip this around, and here he is.
Hi, I'm Sings with the Pines. This is my kilt. Just as a piece of information, this is a Affilaite I. I know I butchered that. Sorry for all my Scottish friends and family. If they ever see that, don't beat me with your shillelagh. And the Affilaite is basically 1 loom's worth of cloth. And that's where the term the whole 9 yards comes from. Because if you were a big fella, you could wear all 9 yards of the loom. Mine is only about 4.5 because I ain't that big. And the way you put it on is you have to lay the whole thing out, and then what you start doing, you have what's called the apron. And the apron is the section that goes in the front, and then the pleats are the section that go in the back. And the way you do it is you figure out how big your apron is going to be, which is about body width, and then you start pleating by grabbing a corner or 2 corners, and you just pull it like that. You grab another, and it's real easy with a tartan. This is not a clan tartan, but it is a plaid, and so you can figure out where the pleats are based on the lines. And that makes it real easy, and you just keep pulling it back like that. And in a minute here, we'll have all the pleats that I'm going to do. The apron has 2 sides. I'm sitting on one, and then the other side is this side. And what you do is you take your big belt, big leather belt, and you put it under. It goes underneath the pleats. This is cramped over here, but should work out fine. Make sure that that's the right side. And that goes underneath. Kind of looks like a shark in the water. Put this on. Then you have to lay down on your back, and you figure out just about where your knees are is where the kilt's supposed to be. That's about good. And then you wrap the apron around. You lay on the pleats, you wrap the apron. And then you do your belt up. Anyway, hopefully this is that was not too family friendly. Then you take the top part of what was your apron, or still is, and you put that in the back, like so. And then in my case, you put on your 65-year-old hand-knit Irish sweater made for North Sea fishermen. Then you need the kilt brooch or your brooch pin. And then you grab up all of this extra fabric like that, swing it over and under. So, you take your brooch pin, this morning it's being a little extra tough because it's a little bit down. There we go, and that is a Affilaite I, and I am Sings with the Pines.
Alright guys, that was very cool. Just left the shelter there, Carter's Gap shelter. Ran into Sings with the Pines, I think his name was. Very interesting character. Get to meet a lot of interesting people out here. I think that this is going to be the weather for the day. Lots of fog, more rain. Maybe the rain will let up for a little while. Maybe until we get to camp. But long branch shelters, what we're shooting for. Or there's a gap just past that. We'll see what kind of time we make. I have fallen once today because of the mud. Nothing bad, just slid and then fell on my side in the mud, which nobody likes, but because of the rain, it all cleaned off. So we're gonna push some more miles here in this foggy, wet, dreary day, but this is a part of the process. This is a part of the AT. If you think it's gonna all be rainbows and sunshine out there, you are very sorely mistaken. But we're gonna make the best out of the day and get as many miles in as we can. And it says our goal is to get to that shelter, if not just beyond it. We'll see how it goes and how the weather holds up. All right, we're gonna get some more miles in. Alright, just stopped for a quick lunch break at Betty Creek, and we're pushing on. Don't want to stop very long when it's wet like this and everything's just completely wet. When you stop, you get cold. When you're moving, you stay warm. So I'm trying to keep my brakes to a minimum today and just try to keep moving so that I can keep the body temperature up and stay warm in this cold weather. It's currently, it says it's 50 degrees out. I would disagree. But bought the temperature gauge for a reason. I don't know. Well, we're just gonna put some more miles in. The rain has ceased for the moment, which is nice. Hoping that it stays going long enough for Leo to begin to dry out. And Leo wants to give you an update. I don't know why you're complaining about the rain, Dad. I like the rain. I run in the rain. I play in the rain. I drink out of the puddles in the rain. I hike in the rain. They don't call me Leo the fair weather hiking dog. Let's go. Continuing up out of Betty's Creek, we've got a new wrinkle. A little bit of thunder is happening, so we're getting a lot of, I don't know if it's going to be a dangerous situation or not. We're at about 4,500 feet of elevation. Seems like we're going down a little bit now, but I know we're supposed to be climbing up to the, I think it's the Albert Fire Tower or something like that, some name of it. So I'm gonna have to monitor this situation and make sure that we do the right thing for safety purposes. I don't want to be high up. I mean, it's just thunder, but I mean, there could be lightning. I just can't see a darn thing. It's 100% socked in, as you guys can see, with all the misty fog and everything. It's, I don't know if there's lightning in this or not. I have no idea. But hopefully it'll pass. It's not raining right now. They're just making all that noise. The only rain that's falling is really the wetness from the trees and stuff like that. But alright, just a quick update. It's a little windy up here, but we made it to the top, Albert Mountain, to the fire tower. This essentially is what a lot of people consider the 100-mile mark, even though it's about 0.1 down the trail. But yeah, here we are. Fire tower. We're definitely not going to go up it as windy as it is right now, and wet as well, because there's no views to be had. No views to be had. Oh, just that thing right there. Oh. I've been up here when it's clear, and it is a pretty view. All right, we got a few more miles to get in, so we're gonna keep on moving. All right, we are approaching camp. I think we're gonna stop at the shelter. I thought maybe we would push on, but it's been a hard day. Not gonna lie, everything's wet, just wet everything. So we're gonna stop at the shelter. That way we have a little bit of cover to try to get Leo dried off, and then I can get my tent set up so I'm not dragging a wet dog into the tent, but a partially dry dog into the tent. So we're gonna get there and you know, obviously have dinner and settle in for the night. There was a group at the last shelter that were pushing on to this shelter, so hoping it's not too crowded, but we'll see when we get there, see what it looks like. Maybe we'll meet some new people, make some friends. All right, almost there.
But I can do, if you want a hammock, I can do where I'm.
Well, I mean, you could still be up here, and I can still.
Oh, do you have hammock?
It's more of a matter of where I shall put it. But I can put myself more over to the dark side, and without.
All right, we made it to the shelter. We're gonna do the camp chores, get Leo fed. I'm gonna put some food in my belly, and we're gonna settle in for the night. I'm gonna sleep in the shelter for the first time on the trip. It's a really nice shelter. This is like a brand new shelter. It's all fresh cedar and everything. So we're gonna give that a try. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.